All right, so this is Sean and Noah coming at you straight from our hearts.
I love that.
So I guess what we really need now,
Is love sweet love? Is love sweet love? That's actually
yeah, you can never get enough love.
Exactly.
You can never get enough love. Which is why I think the name of this podcast, Sean, should be High on Love. What do you think about that?
Dude, at my heart, I just started to cry inside. And I love when you say straight out of our hearts, because your heart is in China and my heart is in Canada, Vancouver Island on the ocean. So we're everywhere and we're nowhere.
Yeah.
Space and time doesn't matter. This is why it's such a beautiful, beautiful time to talk.
This would be an introduction. This is the first one we're doing. This is the pod, the origin pod, the pod right out of the gate, right?
I love that.
So let's do what we want this podcast to be. I'm gonna do a little introduction from my side, and then you kind of fill in what you want this podcast to be.
Beautiful.
In my head, this podcast is just simply an outpouring of our love from our hearts and from our mouths. It's just us communicating love from, the seed of our being, and then just flowing off each other, bouncing off each other.
That is so beautiful. I felt that. I love that. That's why I love you. I first and foremost feel, to me, it's a way to deeply connect with you, who is one of the most, to me, connected beings I know. I can't believe your age and stage, your supernatural, your time and space don't matter to you, because you are this young guy who's so full of love and freedom and curiosity and connection, and and I'm blessed to know you. So for starters, it's just a beautiful way that you and I get to really go deep into our hearts and to how we feel about being on this earth, and from our different vantage points. To me, it's more like spiritual therapy. To me, it's how do you be when you feel vulnerability and you feel sensitive to the energy around you. How do we be in this world and then be as open as we can, not get too scared, not get too disconnected, and also feel completely that incredible love that's out there everywhere. And that's what I'm excited about for this podcast.
I also want to do a backstory of why we're doing this. But we met at a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation workshop. I should explain, Dr. Joe he teaches a bunch of ideas about meditation and really changing yourself into who you want to become.
He really is the science of quantum physics, of the autonomic nervous system. Essentially, it's when we are all energy, and so if we shift, we can shift the energy, and it's very scientifically based. And he's got these incredible tools that he teaches on how to. So his drug that he gives essentially is the belief from the science that you can actually do this, and then he gives you these incredible. We do a ton of meditation, and that's the tool. That's that he gives. And so exactly
that Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation workshop. I mean, it was a very powerful, spiritually powerful experience for me, and it just taught me a lot of life lessons that I then carried with me, because it was about a month later I moved to China, and then COVID broke out, right in the early 2020, and Sean, we talked about this a lot. Sean was right there with me. I was communicating a lot with him. I was traveling around China when Wuhan locked down and when the whole experience broke out. But it was very much an experience of fear. It was very much the beginning of the kind of healing, going inside myself process. It's 2 years later now, and COVID's definitely gone up and down in China. But a few days ago, it was at its peak. It was at another peak level. Shanghai, a lot of cities were locked down, and so I went out to. I live in Chengdu, and I felt pulled to go to this magnificent, grand, like spiritually strong presence of the largest stone Buddha statue in the world in Lushan, the Lushan Grand Buddha, and to do a kind of meditation, to do a kind of ceremony to kind of free China of COVID. In my life, when I have held a ceremony, a ritual for something, whether it involves like meditation or just saying some words out into the universe with a strong presence, with a strong feeling that this is going to happen in my life, it has always, come to pass.
Wow.
As you know, it went a little bit differently. I was not allowed to go to enter the scenic area of the Grand Buddha. I needed like 2 COVID tests. I only had 1, but how it ended up is, I found this beautiful little cafe right next to the Buddha, and I just performed this ceremony with the intention that China would be free of COVID, and it just was really, really powerful for me. And then, of course, right when I was feeling at the peak of just happiness and just joy and just the peak of my ceremony, Sean called me, and it was the most connected I think we've been
Absolutely.
since that time when COVID started.
Totally.
And now, like I said, this was the kind of coming full circle, it's flowing. We were just having this beautiful conversation, and just in that moment, we decided to start this podcast.
Absolutely. Like, that's classic Noah. It's not like I want to help 1 or 2 people. I want to go and I want to rid China of COVID. We're so connected in that way, without any attachment, without any caring about what people think. For your age, it's mind blowing. Just with love, and you're like, that's what I want to do. And I just was I was so moved. Like, so moved, and that you move me. You're a person who moves me, and that's why now for me, that's why I'm on this earth. Just love, like little things that are massive. Those beautiful things, and you represent that. So the book ending was when we did talk, and then we did talk. We had this beautiful connection, and it really was a supernatural bookend of COVID, because I don't feel COVID anymore right now. Like, it really changed for me.
Yeah.
And for you, it came up again. COVID, now you're having this sort of, but you're free. Like, you're sort of free from the fear. You're free from it affecting you in that way, but it's still there. And me too.
I mean, in the present world where I am, I mean, I see it still here, but in my mind, in my world, in the energetic field, it doesn't exist for me.
Me too. That's beautiful. I'm fascinated with you. I wish, if I had a superpower, I always say this, I wish I could go in people's minds and experience what it's like to be them, how they do it. Like, how do you kind of, you really get excited and you really eat the world up, I feel, when you're doing things, and yet you don't seem attached to the world. And, where I'm different is I eat the world up some, and then sometimes I get really eaten up by the world.
The big thing definitely is my upbringing. I've always been different because of that, and because of my mom was so very, very nurturing and supportive of whoever I wanted to be. I think reinforced from a young age to go out and be different if that's who I wanted to be. So in high school, for homecoming, like each like grade had like a different like color that they would dress up in that color and like compete in these different like kind of like Harry Potter-esque like weird like funny kind of games,
right?
For homecoming. And and then like everyone would dress up in white and cheer each other on, and like I dressed up as like I bought this like full on abominable snowman outfit, and then like I became like the mascot of like our grade's homecoming because of that.
That's so great. What I've been coming to recently, as you know, my system is very sensitive, so I've dealt with at first I always thought it was the depression and anxiety, but I think it's what I think I've really dealt with is, I almost call it like I think it's essentially energy that's been trapped, that has been, I've told myself, but I've been conditioned, and the conditioning of the society that I grew up in was like, what I felt seemed real to me wasn't what I was being taught. You have to do and get things done and become someone important to be loved, when in fact love is everywhere. We know that. But so that's what I came from. And so a lot of, I think, so I had a lot, I've had a lot of sort of illness in my life. Like I was paralyzed when I was 14. I've had my immune system kind of would go against me in a sense. And I've had these times in my life where things are going amazing. When I was 14, I was this incredible hockey player, and it was my passion and my love. And I pushed it when I had pneumonia, and I didn't know I had pneumonia. And my body decided, instead of healing the pneumonia, to kill the nerve sheath in my body. And I got a virus called Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is an immune. That's okay. It was an autoimmune disease. It was a teacher to me. It's a great teacher. And where for 1 year I had a catheter feeding tube, couldn't move. I'm in a hospital bed for about, couldn't talk. And it was my body sort of going against me on some wild level. And so throughout my life, there's been certain times where things start rocking and rolling, and I'm loving life in a way, but there's a part of me, maybe subconsciously, that is afraid it's going to be taken away, or I'm not worthy. I've come to this realization in some ways it's like an internal PTSD or something, where my body just reacts to things. So it's been the greatest teacher ever, because I have to stay present. Like, I can't go in the past and future, and whatever comes, I just have to love it and enjoy it. And because of that, I've had incredible experiences. Like, don't get me wrong, I've met so many beautiful people and had beautiful relationships, and because of that, I'm open. And I've had to learn how to let go of a lot of things. I've spent a lot of my life, first of all, trying to achieve those things in business, and feeling like I'm special in the world that I grew up with. Like, I got to be seen, and I got to make things happen and make money. And then realizing in a lot of ways it was just always, I could do it. I could fake it in many ways, but it wasn't my heart. I just wasn't following my heart. So, one of the big things I've done, like you, Joe was a really big turning point. Joe Dispenza, that going there. But before that, I'd done a lot of Vipassana meditation. I've done a lot of alternative stuff. I tried everything. First of all, to heal myself with all different modalities. First the medical model, then the alternative model, and then realizing the only thing that's ever works is energy, is belief, is the meditation, is allowing myself to be okay, to fully radically accept whatever is in front of me. And in that moment, what's happened is I've become way more sensitive. So because I've let go, because I came here, instead of pushing and working hard and trying to heal from the outside, I've just let go. Coming to this Vancouver Island and being, living in nature, and I found a community that's so much more about healing and about love and about being rather than doing. Because of that, it's almost like now anything intense, I feel it 10 times more, because I've been away from the city, because I've been away from working hard, because I've been away from pushing. My body is now, it's almost like when you work so hard, and then you let go for a minute, you get this horrible cold, because your body it lets go. So my body has let go. So sensitive. But two things I realized. One is, yes, I've created this. I'm blessed. It was the Joe experience that brought me to leave my life in downtown Toronto. Secondly, I realized wherever you are, there you are, because even I have all these things, and I still at times feel so terrible and horrible and, scared and lonely and trapped, because it's not the outside world. These are feelings, my physical and spiritual and emotional body, it's all from internally. Like, the outside world is not the answer when you come to that realization. So I'm in this beautiful place, and still it doesn't change. When I'm in pain, I could be on the top of a mountain with the most 15 loving people, and I still feel completely... I mean, energy can change it. Talking to you can touch my heart. Things can change it, but it's the energy that I allow in. But so this is a long form. What I'm trying to say is, so lately, what's come to me, I'm around so many beautiful people right now, all the time, and in these groups where we sit and we have potlucks together, we meditate, we do circles of talking, we do
That's great.
dance temple, we do sound healing, but yet, even being around that beautiful, warm, loving energy, it still can be too much. Not because of them,
Yeah.
because energy's energy, and whether you have too much high energy or too much low energy, it can be too much for the body. And I'm learning more than ever. I'm so sensitive, and to find that middle ground and to be in that space is so wild. I couldn't have believed something would happen where every day I'm around people and we're talking about love, and I was in a men's group, and that beautiful men's group, and then I'm at this healing group, and then I'm with 6 friends having this amazing night of music, and just seems to keep happening. And there was this Easter fair where everyone I know is there and chatting and loving. And I'm like, it's all I want. No one's asking for anything. I'm more myself than ever. You just be you. Like, that's the point. And yet, then I come out of it and I'm like, whoa, I got to just chill. I got to relax. I got to breathe. I got to meditate. And then I meditate. And then I feel that love. And then so it's been interesting for me to really realize that.
I can definitely relate to what you're talking about. One of the most pivotal moments in my life, I don't know if I've told you, is basically for the last few years of college. And I taught for a year. I taught English for a year in Taiwan. So maybe the last year or two of college, and then a year of teaching in Taiwan, 2 or 3 years. I was waiting. My goal, my everything was to go to this project in Thailand. It's called the Mindfulness Project. For some reason, in my head, this was going to be my home. This was going to be like I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna find bliss there, and I'm gonna just be in bliss there for maybe the rest of my life. I don't know. That was what's in my head. And so
how old were you then?
Yeah. So when I went, it was 2017. So I was 23. I finally got there. I was happy for maybe a few minutes, and then I was not. And I built it up to be this blissful experience.
What did you see in your head, and then what was it to you? Like, what was the initial, and then what happened? That's an interesting thing.
I just thought like there's so many things in the world that make me feel anxious, that I meant to be in this monastic life and in this natural life, like that's what makes sense to me, because all these things make me feel anxious. Why do they make me feel like it wasn't yet apparent to me that I could build myself into whoever I wanted to be. Like, these emotions did not have to drive my life, I guess.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
So I just want to set this. So you're California thinking, if I get to this place, this is a monastic place. It's a place where I can just let go, and you already, something inside of you said, because I want something that can help me deal with the emotions. Like, the outside world's freaking me out. I want to go to the I don't want to be in the outside world because I need to deal with these emotions. Then you got there and you still were like, holy shit, those emotions are still there. No matter where you are, there you are.
Yeah.
And then you hadn't yet learned what you now I know, and I'm really loving you to keep talking about that. I actually control my environment. My environment is I control energy.
Yeah.
Energy doesn't control me. And if it's all energy and it's all kind of illusional, I can attract what I feel is right for me. Okay, love that. So you got there. I'm sorry, man. I love that. That's
no.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it was just this expectation of just being happy there, and the whole letdown of that expectation.
Wow.
And the thought of, like, why do I feel so, like, there was this like it was similar to kind of what you're talking about in the community. There is a lot of like love in this community. They build this community and this sharing circle in the mornings and evenings, and they meditate and they do yoga. And I was the whole time I was just feeling why. I was just thinking why is this not working? Why am I not feeling happy? Why is and then just the disappointment and this maybe sadness from that thought was what I was feeling the whole time. They do like traditional things that a monastery does, but because of this guy's birthday, and they were gonna have like a party, they were gonna have like a dance party, they're gonna play music, and it's not something that they would normally do in this setting. But it's this guy's birthday. They were singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and everyone was doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and it seemed like everyone was happy except me.
Right.
And then people started dancing. Like everyone was dancing. Like I think I was maybe one of. I guess maybe there was maybe one or two other people that wasn't dancing, but I was just again in this place of. Well, everyone's happy. Why am I not happy? Like, what is wrong? Like, I thought this was going to be this experience, but it's not. I'm so disappointed. And what did I do wrong? And and just I was so lost in those thoughts. And then, all of a sudden, like, this lovely Vietnamese girl, she took my hand and to like encourage me to dance, and I'm like I don't want to dance, but like, and then everyone's like encouraging me to dance, and so I danced, and I have this very freestyle, like it's very Napoleon Dynamite dance style. It's like people really enjoy it, but it's a little bit funky, but
I have to cut into that because because no, I don't know. I don't know a human. I've never seen a human being dance more amazingly fun than you ever. But everything you are all about movement, and you move in the most dynamic. Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite, 100. You are Napoleon Dynamite. You really are fully open, available. Anyways, so for you not to want to dance, and then so what happened? So then you danced, and then what happened?
There's been times in my life where I hold this miserable attitude because I'm so angry, I'm so upset, I'm so frustrated at something. Yeah. And this was the first time where I was like popped out of that. Like there was an instant, like within seconds, like transformation from miserable to like flying high. Like I started dancing, and I don't know why, but then like I was just flowing with the people around me. Like when I'm dancing with people, like watch people's moves and then like flow off of that and like do something similar and make it my own and I was just flowing, and then like all of a sudden like I'm flying high. Like I was miserable and now I'm happy, and it's so funny. It's so funny looking back on it now. Like I just thought. Like it was a very powerful moment, but like I never thought that dance was gonna be something I would come back to again and again to bring me that transformation from when I'm feeling the lowest of lows to uplift me.
Right.
And
totally. I love that. It's so symbolic that you would go to this place. It's just beautiful, and I see things in images. So I see you getting there, thinking I'm just gonna sit, and the pain of depression, the pain of anxiety, like people are looking at me, when you were younger, like, I don't feel comfortable in high school and university and all this outside world, and people, I don't feel like I connect, and you're like, because it was this energy of depression, anxiety, I'm gonna go to this place where I can just be quiet and I can just be like the meditation I know I can just feel like that's all I want to do maybe for the rest of my life. I just want the pain to go away. And plus you had a mother who was very open, and probably the Indian culture too, right? I mean, there's something generationally that you have that. I mean, that is kind of neat because and then you decide I'm going to go there, and you get there, and in a sense I can see how in some ways that's the most trapping. You finally get to where you're like, okay, oh shit, I still feel this way. Oh shit, I'm meditating, I still feel this way. I know that feeling. I went to Vipassana meditation, those 10-day meditations. I was like, this is going to heal me. And oh my God, it would be the most painful thing. It was beautiful. It taught me so much, but still, wherever we are, there we are. And then it was it was this moment of you being allowed to express yourself for you, and that's incredible that you had this moment where you were able to be you, like, because really you are and express. That's who you are. You're this flowing dude. So dancing on a dance floor suddenly, and people, and also I think it was to be loved, to be seen, to be that who you are is beautiful. That you in your pajamas being seen as your joy, your silliness, your vibe. Who cares what people think? But we all do care. We want to know we're loved. And then you get on a dance floor, you're rocking it on the dance floor in your way, and people totally appreciate that. That's pretty beautiful, man. I love that. That ability for you to know, you know what? I don't need to be in an ashram. I can go anywhere on this earth, and I'm just me. Like I can make the energy okay. I can go anywhere, and I'm going to be okay because I am everything. So after Thailand, then was that kind of a moment of realizing, oh, I want to do things I love to do. Like, what happened after that night?
Yeah, it was that whole experience. It was very confusing, and it wasn't for a while after that I kind of put it all together. But basically, I only spent a week there, sleeping in a bed like this, a mat this thick, with a mosquito net around me that didn't keep the mosquitoes away. The whole time I was lost. I was just feeling lost. And then I remember I was on the flight back to America. So it was my first time going back home in a year and a half. I had plans to work at this summer camp that summer, but beyond that, my future was unknown. I remember saying to myself on that flight, like, when I was 10 years old, my parents wanted me to go to this very, very prestigious private school. Before that, I was in public school, and it was in that moment when we moved there, and I was getting into that school, and actually I failed the test to enter that school. The only reason I could go there is because they had a sibling policy, whereas my sister got in, so I could go in.
Right.
And so in that moment, I was going to this prestigious school. I had failed the test. My parents said, "Okay, we're gonna teach Noah what hard work is." And well, maybe this is from my perspective. And yeah, we're going education is important. We want him to understand what hard work is. We want him to be well educated in these things. They made me work very hard.
Wow.
That next year or two in school.
Wow, at 10 years old. 10 years old.
Yeah. Then in 7th grade, I got all A's. From then on out, I was a great student. From that point on, I'm so blessed that my parents gave me this experience, this knowledge that if I really work hard on something, like I had the belief, I had the experience that I can achieve. Like, no matter what other people say, no matter what how hard it is, because they taught me, they gave me that lesson, they gave me that gift that I can work hard to achieve the things I want to. So at that moment when I was feeling lost in 2018 on a plane ride back to America, I remembered that past time, thinking about, can I apply that to my happiness? Like at that point, I just wanted to be happy. Like I didn't really care what it would take. Like I just wanted to be happy, like really happy. If I really work hard for my happiness, like really work hard, can I make it happen?
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I know that is so, the way you, I just can't, that's so beautiful. Like, I just need to talk. You say things and you just say it and you keep going, but it's like every point I'm like, that is so beautiful. I'll tell you the part that I can't, all of it, like the way you express it, the way you see it. You saw your 10-year-old self. You're on a plane, like you see, these images of like, I am going to do this, and you use the idea of doing. So doing is like pushing and doing and working, which is the, ironically in some ways, by working, even Dr. Joe teaches, if you push and work, that is not what we don't get. We work hard, we don't really get what we want. But if we let go, so you use that idea of working hard to be happy, which is not working hard. Like you used working hard to not work hard. Like really, because Really, because working hard means you're like, you're over here always. You're always like, you're not here, you're over here. You use that amazing skill. Well, that's fucking, oh my God, I swore. See, well, it's been half an hour. I'm allowed
Yeah.
to absolutely use that discipline, that intensity, that work ethic to let go and not work. Like to not work, and because happiness is really not working. It's about just things come, knowing that's really cool. I mean, there's work. You got to commit to meditate. You commit to going to Joe. You committed to each day spending hours but loving yourself. I mean, meditation is a form of loving yourself and letting go, and so is being present, and so is watching your thoughts.
I think the first thing that I really dove into was like yoga and exercise, like mostly running, and then my mom got me into Dr. Joe and meditation, and that was like a whole new ball game, and that was what really pushed me forward. The doing is something that always has come easy to me in this journey to become happy that started from that moment on that plane ride. It's really been definitely a process of letting go. That's been, I think, the real hard work for me.
So I really got your point about like you have these pivotal moments, and they're like low and high, and they're in really interesting places, right? And I'm the same. I have so many. There are these moments in time, and I'm like they're like boom. And I think what you do, and what I'm learning to do, is your brain then on your screen, on your habitual screen, like the habit screen, you put the positive memory instead of the negative memory. It's like we have a board of our lives, and all these memories, and after it's over, there could be a lot of crappy, like hard memories in that week, but you'll take the couple that are good and you'll go, and that's what they'll be there every time you look at that event. So it'll attract you more. You'll remember the negative ones, but the feeling seems to be you feel the good part that gets you to want to keep doing it.
Is it again? High on love.
High on love. High on love. High on love. High on love. High on love.
Oh yeah. And then I also had another idea. I forgot to use it, but like anytime we're gonna like pose each other like a valuable question, we're gonna call it a hit.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, I got a hit for you. Take this hit.
I love that, buddy. Give me a hit of that. Give me a hit of that love. Right. I love that. That's great. That's great. That's so good, buddy. And I really mean this. Like, I swear, I always say this after I talk to you or I say it to you. I wish I could get a hit of your energy, man, from China, and you could just stick it right into me because I feel it. I feel it off the screen. It's so wild. And it's like space and time doesn't exist. We're on a Skype call, and I always feel like you and I are right together, man. And we're on like technology. It's so, concrete material technology and, social media and all these things that feel so disconnected. But when you're connecting, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's energy. It's all it is. I feel so connected to you, bud. All righty. We each say, we say what we're feeling in this very moment. What we're feeling. I don't know.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Just end it there. Like, I feel like everything is right now. Like everything. I have everything I need. Like I really do. And I don't. This is always the learning for me because I have such beautiful moments. And there's nothing better than this. Like, I could die now. Like, I'm talking to this amazing guy, and I feel so connected. And I'm not in this gorgeous park right in this moment, and it doesn't matter. Like, I feel so much love, and we're just chatting on a screen. So, blessed. I feel blessed, man. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah, my final reflections. Yeah, I'm looking around. Yeah, I'm in this beautiful little park. I wonder if I can flip my camera.
Yeah, let's see it.
Or I can just do it, I guess, like this. But yeah, I'm in this beautiful park. here in Chengdu.
Oh,
China.
wow, that's gorgeous.
But, yeah,
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And you're in this. I mean, I'm looking at the paintings behind you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it looks like this holy, sacred, this man cave. Yeah, you've got there in the beautiful nature of Canada.
That's right.
And just, I mean, everything about about us and this, and yeah, I'm in China. You're in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an age difference.
Yeah.
We represent the world. We represent the new world.
Yes.
A world of love, a world
Yes.
of tolerance, and
Yes. Oneness.
This is the end of the first podcast, but that's I hope we can unite a community, maybe unite the world in this sense of love that we together share. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. I love that. It's beautiful. I feel that with you, really. And I love the way you said, I'm just happy to do this, and you are too. You're so humble, and yet you believe, everything the ripple, whatever ripples there, can completely unite the world. And you live that every minute. You just want everyone to feel happy. You want all beings to be happy. Like, you really are that. You are that, all beings be happy kind of guy. That's how I feel with you, man. And I appreciate that. Alrighty. Sayonara. How do you say love? Just say this. How do you say love in Chinese? That's all I want to hear. Give me that.
Yeah, love in Chinese is I.
Okay.
I.
How do you say peace? Yeah. How do you say peace in Chinese?
I think ping he, or maybe ping jing.
And then what about goodbye? Chinese.
再见.
再见. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'll say shalom, which means peace, hello, goodbye in Hebrew. So it's a one word. It's a beautiful word. Shalom means all those words in one word. It means hello, goodbye, it means peace. So shalom.
Okay, yeah. So to everyone, shalom and 再见.
Oh, that's beautiful. Awesome, buddy.